Hey guys, welcome back. In this section, we're going to be talking about the switch statement. So let's get started. Similar to the if statement, the switch statement lets us make decisions in our program. Basically, the switch statement will choose a single switch section for execution. And let me show you the syntax and an example so that you start getting the idea of how this works. So let's start off by creating a variable. So let's say we create a string and let's call it state. And right now, let's set this to, say, Florida. And this is a syntax for a switch statement. Say we do switch, so we do switch. And inside the switch, we're going to pass in whatever variable or value we want to switch. So let's say we pass in state, since we just created this. And then we're going to open curly braces. Right here, we're going to have our different cases. So let's do case, it matches Florida. Then we're going to say right line, you are from Florida. Let's have another case. If it matches Texas, we'll say you are from Texas. And this is complaining right now because it's saying control cannot fall through from one case label. So what this means is we need to add a break. And a break, what it does is say the case matches Florida, it's going to write this line and then it's just going to break and it's going to come out the switch statement. And it's not going to keep executing downward. And the same thing we got to do here. So let's do a console.write line here and say, please enter your state. Right now we have it hard coded to Florida. And right here I'll say goodbye. So let's run this and see what happens. So it says, please enter your state. It says you're from Florida, and then it says goodbye. So what's going on here? So we have Florida set as a state. So we're switching that, and then case is Florida, prints this, and then break, basically it ends this block, execution of this block. So it just comes out of here and then prints this. How about if we put Texas here? So if we put Texas, it says you are from Texas. So it enters the switch statement, checks, is it Florida? No. Is it Texas? Yes. It writes, you're from Texas. You hit the breakpoint and you get out of this block, and then you just write goodbye. Now, say we put Georgia. If we run this, now it just says enter your state and then goodbye, right? So there's no cases for Georgia. Since there's no case, nothing gets printed. What we can do is there's a default case. In this case, if nothing matches, if it doesn't find any match on any of the other cases, it would do the default one. And this would be your state could not be found. And then we add a break statement. Okay, so let's run that again. Now it says, please enter your state could not be found, goodbye. All right, so that's case Florida, case Texas, and default. Now, there's ways to let it fall through. So we can say case Florida. And then what this does is if it matches FL, since we don't have a break, if we have a break, it would just execute this. There's nothing here, so it's not going to print anything. And then it's just going to leave this block and print goodbye. But if we take out this break, that means if the case matches Florida, FL or Florida, it's going to print this. So let's run that. Actually, let's change this to Florida. And let's run this. So it says, please enter your state. You are from Florida. Goodbye. Okay, so let's do the same thing for Texas. So, and it doesn't matter if you do it before or after. So I can actually do this one after. So I can say Texas. And let's run that. Oops. Sorry, I forgot to change this. So let's say I do Texas. And it says this from Texas. Of course, you can use the switch statement with other types. It doesn't have to be string. Just be consistent, the switch with the cases themselves. So let's say if we change this to character and we actually initialize it to capital F or something. If you hover over here, it says cannot implicitly convert type string to character. So make sure you use the cases accordingly, and it should work. Same with like numbers or anything like that, but it should be consistent and it should work. So we have reached the end of this section. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comment section below. Like this video, subscribe for future content, and the next video is coming up. So I'll catch you guys in the next one.